You're busy. You probably work a longer day than anybody else you know. You probably start early and finish late, and every minute of your day is packed. You hit the ground running and you don't stop until bedtime. So why don't you feel like you're getting anywhere? I'm Chris Cooper. This is Business is Good, and today I'm going to tell you why your business isn't growing and what to do about it. For most of us, the reason that our business isn't growing is because we're avoiding the work that will actually grow the business. We're really good at distracting ourselves or lying to ourselves about what matters most right now or falling into the trap of urgency. We've become really good at procrastination. We confuse the pursuit of knowledge with the pursuit of progress. And today, right now, I'm going to tell you how to get over that and how to actually grow your business. So first, I want you to know your enemy. This is what avoidance looks like. Maybe it's collecting more information before you act. You tell yourself, I need to find one more podcast on firing a bad staff person before I actually do it. Or maybe you're gathering more opinions before you decide to take action. So you might say, I was struggling with paying my staff, so I kept asking people opinions on the 4/9 model until I found this guy and he said it won't work in the UK. And so that let me off the hook. Now I'm looking for other options again. We seek confirmation that things won't work so that we don't have to do them. We also avoid taking action by checking stuff, right? We start our day playing defense. We think that we have to respond to emails and social media before we do anything else. And once we get on that urgency bus, though, of responding, we say goodbye to the important stuff because we can't get off that bus again. Social media is literally built to derail your brain and stop you from doing the stuff you'd plan to do. Another reason you're not taking action to grow your business is that you're busy doing low-value work. We know that we need more clients, but instead we do the easy, hard stuff. We work on switching payment processors, or we build our own CRM, or we change our logo, or we design shirts, or we customize supplements if we've got a gym. We know that there are pros out there who will do this for us for almost nothing, but doing it ourselves lets us say, I'm too busy. Another reason that our business isn't growing is that we procrastinate taking action by gathering ideas that we don't need. How many podcasts do you listen to in a day? What's the last one that you took action on? The entrepreneurs who read 50 books in a year just don't impress me anymore because it's usually an avoidance technique for taking the action that actually matters. And another reason we don't take action is procrastination. We say, I need to be in a better headspace to do this, or I need to wait for the banks to open, or this isn't the best time of day to take my neighbor a coffee. Yes, it is. It's actually better to do it now than to do it never. Another way that we avoid taking action on what matters is we go out looking for the next thing instead of repeating this thing that's worked for us before. We all need to be reminded sometimes, but if something is working, don't stop doing it. Especially don't go out looking for something new just because you're bored with what's already working. Another way that we avoid taking action on stuff is that we have this big complicated morning routine. Somehow we've been all led down this road to believe that you need this 6-step routine around meditation and cold plunges and deep breathing and reading, but really successful people don't have a complicated morning routine. Okay, here's mine to make sure that I take action on what grows my business every day. This is my morning routine, okay? I get up, I walk down the hall, and I press the on button on the Keurig. I walk downstairs and pee. I wash my hands. I come back up the stairs and get the coffee. I go back downstairs again and I open up my laptop. That takes exactly 6 minutes. I open up a clean blog page and I start typing. I do this at 5:30 because my dog wants to go out at 6:30. What's interesting from the list I just gave you of all the avoidance techniques that you're using to not take the action that will actually grow your business is that none of the things on that list are bad. We just employ them at the wrong time or we give them priority over doing the stuff that actually grows our business. This is a trap. I've fallen into the trap. Here's how I've fallen into it. I started listening to podcasts in the morning. Now, I can't write a blog post or email, a former client to bring them back if I'm listening to podcasts. So I'd fire up my kid's Xbox and play NHL for 40 minutes while I was listening to Naval or Alex or Sharon or whoever. And I would tell myself that I was learning something and that I needed that time to wake up and absorb the knowledge, and I'd write something later, or I would create a video later or whatever. And that lasted for almost a year. And at the end of the day, I was exhausted from meetings and doing stuff on demand and responding and playing defense and sitting in the back seat. And I was creating content because that's a big part of my job, but I was stressed and anxious and kind of angry all the time. My businesses were growing because they had good momentum, but that growth was slowing and I wasn't doing anything to drive it forward. Worst of all, this was a very addictive rut that I was in. It was very easy to tell myself that the 40 minutes of education, listening to a podcast and doing nothing about it, was the most important part of my day, right? Like it was peaceful. I was having coffee. I was having uninterrupted learning. And that sounds great, right? But it stopped my business from growing because it was an avoidance technique for doing the things that would actually grow my business. I can't tell you the name of one single podcast I listened to during that time, let alone how any of them grew my business. So I'm sure you've fallen into this same trap. You avoid taking action on the things that will actually grow your business by telling yourself that you're busy doing this other stuff. And here's how to get over it. Number one, make this your rule. Every day, do one thing to grow your business before you do anything else. Maybe you can do this later in the day, but for me, when I open up my email, that's it. My opportunity to grow my business is lost to distraction. I'm on the back foot, I'm in the back seat, I'm playing defense, I'm being responsive instead of being proactive and doing things that will actually grow my business. Second rule, get up earlier, turn your notifications off, and get to work. I like to write to clear my head and organize my thoughts and gain some focus, but these are side effects to writing. Writing actually grows my business, and that's the reason that I do that first. If you're not sure what will grow your business, ask your mentor and then work on only that. Okay, little caveat here. For a little while, there was this big trend among entrepreneurs of like the 4 a.m. club or the 5 a.m. club. And a lot of people started it, right? And they'd get up at 4 a.m., they'd get up at 5. But what they did with that time was more important than getting up at that time. You can do this morning stuff like at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., whenever you wake up, just dedicate the first 40 minutes to growing your business. The people who got up at 4 a.m. and then got into a meditation routine, they mostly fell back to sleep. They got up at 4 a.m. and they started reading. They didn't get much out of that. The point is not what time you get up, it's how you spend the first 30 to 40 minutes of your day. And if you have to get up earlier to make that time, then get up earlier to make that time, but have a purpose to getting up early. Now, at the end of your day, this is equally important, ask yourself, did I do one thing to grow my business today? The size of the action that you took doesn't matter. It's the momentum that matters. If you can look back on your day and say, oh yeah, I did one blog post, or oh yeah, I wrote an email to my list, or oh yeah, I called 10 clients to bring them back, or oh yeah, I set up a meeting with this person to talk about partnership. Those things might seem small, like incremental steps, but they keep up your momentum. They don't have to be momentous, but they have to build momentum. If you built momentum today by doing one thing to grow your business, that's a successful day. And don't dwell on it more than that. Don't measure the size of the thing that you did. Just ask yourself, yes or no, did I do one thing to grow my business today? The biggest obstacle to a business is growth. The thing that's stopping you from growing could be multiple things, but most of them are right here between the ears of the founder. And this makes the obstacle very hard to overcome because we don't see it ourselves. We're not objective. So working with a mentor helps, but so does knowing the problem, acknowledging it, and taking action to fix it. The problem I'm talking about today is avoidance, not doing the work for all the right reasons, but still not doing the work that will grow your business. I'm Chris Cooper. This is Business is Good, and hope that helps you overcome the obstacle and do one thing to grow your business today.